Welcome to episode 33 of Baldur's Gate 3. All the threes today. In the last episode, we followed Ketheric down into the bowels of Moonrise Tower and went through the Mind Flayer colony. We find ourselves now in front of a door. We're gonna head through that door and see what happens.
No longer a background murmur, the presence in your mind builds to a roar.
We found it. The Absolute is behind this door.
You said it was under control.
It isn't you I answer to, Gortash.
Motherfucker! Gortash!
Oh, the general voice. Is this where we salute?
Salute, yes. With cleavers through his blood-starved flesh. How it crawls with failure, like flies on lick-wet carrion.
You forget yourself, Orin. I have played my part.
You've built an army for our masters, true enough. But what of the astral prison? A rogue true soul flaunting it under your nose all this time. And you ran from her.
Sure that they would follow and deliver it into my hands here. If you would cease these distractions.
The distractions have been yours, Ketheric. Perhaps we never should have dug your daughter up. So you haven't lost your edge. But you're still not as sharp as Orin, I wager. The Slayer against the Undying One. That'd be fun to see.
His crypt breath sings to my sinews. Again.
Be crazy.
But he must lead the murder march to Baldur's grave.
If the weapon is truly in your grasp, Ketheric, might I suggest closing your fist? Orin and I can wait for you no longer. The plan proceeds. We're going to the city, and we expect you to follow. Army and the weapon in tow.
The Edict of Bane!
The lash of Baal!
Chills.
The Testament of Myrkul!
An elder brain. One of the cruelest and most powerful creatures in existence. Enslaved by mere mortals.
Look at that crown. It radiates with power unlike anything I've ever seen. To have it. To hold. Oh, if only I could. But I can't. This is it. I must do as Mystra commands.
Gale wants to blow himself up, but can't condemn us all to death, Gale.
What choice do I have? More than just a goddess counseled my courage. Whole worlds hang in the balance.
We will find another way. Trust me.
I do trust you. More than myself right now. Perhaps even more than Mystra.
I have no desire to end your life, you know that. To end it? To struggle on. It is a grave choice you're making for us both. But if it must be so... very well. I'll stand down to stand by you.
Thank you.
There we are. It wouldn't do to fight in front of our guest. Behold, Duke Ravengard. The Absolute.
Helm preserve us.
You wag your word flap in vain, Alderling. Once the worm holds the whip, your shredded flesh will serve us.
Even though we have one, still not fun to see.
Now, it's really time we were going. We will empty this place and begin the march. You may catch up with the army once you've retrieved the weapon. And Ketheric, do try not to sulk. You're supposed to be the fearsome general come to conquer the city. And I am the hero who will save it.
It is time, faithful ones. March on Baldur's Gate. We go to prepare the way.
The army is on the move. And as you can see, an old friend is here because she got captured. Also, Ketheric still has radiating orb. It's ticking down, but it's kind of funny that it's still on him from the first fight. One thing we are going to do before this fight, because it's always been probably one of the hardest fights in the game, is potion up. I'm going to be running the Elixir of Viciousness. We use Fearless Focus for Shadowheart, which helps her concentration spells. Viciousness for Karlach. And I guess with Gale, since we don't have any Archmage for whatever reason, I guess we'll just give him a extra level 2 spell slot. May be useful for like counter spelling and stuff. Another thing I'm going to do with my character is go invisible. I am going to be the rescue team for the Night Song, because as you can see, she is prepped over here. The other three are going to initiate.
There you are, as predicted. What is it, I wonder, that draws one toward death like a moth to light? You could have run away, absconded with the prism. The one thing that could prevent me from fulfilling my destiny. But the lure of one's destiny is irresistible, isn't it? Perhaps you hope to learn your place in history before you are erased from it. A bright flash of clarity before the snuffing out.
Because we have Gale talking, this is a Gale-specific dialogue. Hopefully he doesn't just blow himself up, but I do want to know. Funny you say that. My place is right here, and my bright flesh could be the last thing you see.
Your place is to die so that I might finally live. Let us speak plainly. My Lord Myrkul gave me the one thing I desired, the one thing no other god could grant me. My daughter's life returned. Her heart beating once more. For that, he asked that I serve as his chosen. Join Orin and Gortash to grow the cult of the Absolute, and then take control of it. He's never had a more devoted follower. I have fought great wars before, in the service of other gods and other powers, but for Myrkul, I would condemn all of Faerun to death. You are all that stands between me and my destiny. And you have brought the prism here. I will kill you now. And then I will raise you as my servant.
Enough talk. Let's finish this.
Say farewell, Isabel.
I'm grateful to you for bringing me home. I was a fool to resist. I know better now. Good luck in the City of Judgment. I wish you the best. Sincerely.
My lord, I offer you these souls so they may return as servants to your cause. Join the army of the dead, true soul. Witness Lord Myrkul's glory.
Time to free the Night Song. So there's a mind flare up here which I want to deal with first. There's also some little fellas around the map. Now, in the first time I played through this game, I did try to keep Isabel alive because she's still a humanoid here, right? But she always has to die during this fight, so Sadly, we're not going to be able to save her. I think we'll send Karlach at the little fellas. I also probably should have used a soul coin, but I guess we might have a little bit of time to do that before. Anything else? Alright, they've both got little health. Now perhaps Franker will be able to take out the Mind Flayer. It depends if I get charmed or not, you know? I did. Might just Misty Step up here. Can't really do much else from here because I can't hit anything, but this is a good vantage point to be in later. But Deadly Orders on Aylin, it's pretty good actually, because that means I don't need to worry about it. Nice work, Gale. That was sick. Shields, mate. That was gonna hit pretty hard if we lead it. Oh no. The Mind Flayer dominated Aylin's mind. We do want to deal with this skeletal Myrkul, or whatever it's called. Basically just incubates an undead guy, one of the undead guys that Gale blew up over here. Necromite. Let's pop a soul coin. We're gonna have to kill Isabel. It's sad. If we leave her alive, she becomes a pain. I did leave her alive in my first playthrough I ever did, during this whole fight, because I wanted to see if I could save her, right? No go. The charm just keeps hitting. So sad. One more chance. We do want to take out this Mind Flayer as soon as possible.
Isabel! My lord brought her back already.
Alright, Gale. Come up to the perch. It's a pretty good hit. Alright, she frightened Franker. That's alright. Even though he's got a lot of defense and it's hard to hit him. Get some hits on him. Turn Sharpshooter off since we're feared. Oh, that charm's landing on me every time. Shadowheart, take it out. Nice. Ketheric is our only target now. It's really putting some work into Karlach. Karlach's just chugging potions right now. We will lay on hands Karlach as well. Nice. He's on only 6 health right now though. I do want to clear this thing before we progress. Heal up and take him down.
What a fool you are. You cannot kill me. I am eternal. Myrkul, Lord of Bones, I am here. I am ready.
What is he doing?
I am yours.
Oh.
But it is no matter, for I am death, and I am not the end. I am a beginning.
Well, fuck.
The Apostle of Myrkul. Probably like the coolest thing that happens during a fight, honestly. Like every time I get here, it's like chills. This guy isn't too bad, but he looks scary, right? It was definitely hard on my first attempt. I think I fought this guy for about 2 hours to a draw in my first attempt at this fight. Also, when we're right beside the Apostle of Myrkul, we cannot regen health. So that's fun.
Right, time to skulk about.
Now, Shadowheart, this is why you have been training in the art of the Paladin. For this fight. Because we're not a full Paladin on Shadowheart, she's not immune to being frightened because she's only level 5 Paladin. At level 10 Paladin, you have an aura which makes you immune to being frightened, and this fight is pretty easy when you have a level 10 Paladin. So we'll see how it goes this time. Big cleave, took down Aylin. And she did save from the fear. Aylin right here is pretty much useless because she can't get herself back up, you know? But we may worry about that eventually, but for right now, we're not going to. I just want to put a wall of fire right here, right under the boss. Do keep that concentration up, Gale. If these mobs actually do come out of the incubation, they just run to the boss and try to heal him, which can be annoying, and that's why it turned out to be a draw in my first attempt at this fight. We can also, if we need to, fire an arrow of Ulmata at him, which would stop him from healing. And now, like I said, Shadowheart has been training for this her whole life. It's time to smite. Perhaps if I stand here, he will cleave again and Aylin will go flying off. But yeah, as you can see, Paladin, a lot of damage. I feel like we just throw big old fireballs at him, honestly. 50 damage? You don't see that every day. Us and the Elemental are our support players right now. Shadowheart is frightened. She also, because of Radiating Orb, I guess the cleave did nothing, so that's great. I can probably take this guy down before these incubations even happen. It should be next turn, but now there are like 7 of them. Usually taking him down fast is the best option. I keep missing my maintain shots. There we go. Finally. Shadowheart, because she is now frightened, has a little bit less chance to hit, but let's hope she can. One out of 3 ain't bad. Also, the music for this fight is epic. Like, holy. That's some good music. Let's see if Gale can finish it off. 23. Not quite. I could definitely use some potions of speed and stuff to end it, but you know, like I like dragging the fights out. It's okay, I'd rather be frightened than someone else. Karlach, take him down. She can do it, definitely.
Impossible. Death cannot take me. I am its master. My lord, hear me. Nothing. I am forsaken. You have no idea what you've done. Isabel.
Later, Ketheric.
The villain is dead! The rats! Together, we have crushed him! Brain and body!
Damn, Aylin. I guess he deserves it.
No. Now, we pick our way toward our fates, unleashed. A pity I cannot say the same for Isabel. She may have been Ketheric's daughter, but she was my world entire.
Do what you must. Then we fly this foul place.
Yes, ma'am.
The Apostle of Myrkul. Expected that. Oh, Gortash.
Ketheric's Netherstone. It's in his armor. Take it.
Now, before I loot Ketheric, I just want to do the rounds down here because I know there is a book to read. Over here, there is a invitation to Lord Gortash. And the grand design. And the absolute end. Let's go ahead and loot Ketheric.
In death, the body is cooling, but energy radiates from the stone.
At least I didn't need to make a check because I would have got a net 1 again.
Remarkable. Truly.
Hello.
Now the picture comes together. The Absolute is neither god nor man. It is the Elder Brain you saw, held here by those three against its will. The crown it wears controls it, and these stones control the crown. It has been dominated. To master an Elder Brain, to subdue it, our enemies are formidable.
This is like the only dialogue that continues to go while the choices are on the screen. How is it you were able to leave the astral prism?
A temporary reprieve, but a welcome one. With the brain on its way to the city, its influence here is weakened.
And do you know what Ketheric transformed into during the fight?
I believe you fought and defeated an avatar of Myrkul, the god of necromancy. A remarkable feat. Ketheric was Myrkul's chosen. I know Lord Enver Gortash, an arms dealer and a slaver. He is a worshipper of Bane, the god of tyranny. The other is a mystery to me, but the way she spoke, it's most likely she follows Baal, the god of murder. Which means the Absolute is a front for the gods of death, and our enemies are chosen of the dead three.
Chosen of the dead three?
Bane, Baal, and Myrkul. The tyrant, the assassin, and the necromancer. They are known to pick from their most devout followers a chosen, granting them incredible powers. Each one alone would be a formidable enemy. But working together, and with those stones and that crown, I dare not imagine what they might achieve.
And what are these stones?
The crown's markings suggest it was forged in Netheril, an ancient empire whose mastery over magic rivaled that of the gods. It is a crown of domination. The stones were taken from its crest. They are Netherstones, imbued with the ability to control the wearer of the crown. The crown's Netherese magic must be the true source of the parasite's abilities. This must be what elevates their potential. And it must be the reason nobody could heal you. If the crown can do this to the parasites, I dare not imagine what it is doing to the brain.
Netherese. These chosen are powerful indeed to have such magic in their command.
So what do we do now?
We prepare for the fight of our lives, and the lives of everyone in Faerun. The army of the Absolute is marching on Baldur's Gate. Within the city, an elder brain brimming with power, ready to turn everyone within its reach into mind flayers. All it needs is an order. An order the Death God's chosen are on the cusp of giving. We must wrest control of the brain from the chosen before that happens. We must take their stones. Our chances of success are slim, but we must not fail. If we fail, everything ends.
Pretty steep cost.
I will be your shield, but you must be the sword. And when the chance to strike comes, you must take it. For there may only be one chance.
Alright, now that we've looted everything, let's head on out. Get out of here.
You saw Gortash, didn't you? What the fuck was he doing down there? Is all of this because of him? The tadpole, the Absolute. How?
Karlach, I'm not exactly sure how this plot fits together, but we will stop him.
I was his bodyguard. I looked after him with my life. I trusted him more than anything. He gave me away to Zariel just for kicks. He ruined my life just when it was starting. And now he'll use up the entire Sword Coast. He has to die. And I'm gonna be the one who kills him.
Don't burn up before we get there, Karlach.
You bet your ass I am. And I won't stop till that fucker is dead.
I can't help but feel like I've been fumbling in the dark for too long. And I've just had a lit torch thrust into my hands.
We're not out of the Shadow Curse woods yet, Gale.
Apologies. Got rather lost in the metaphor there. Allow me to provide a map. I speak of what we discovered at the heart of this cursed place. The crown! The one the Elder Brain was wearing. The one I very nearly destroyed.
Netherese magic. So pure, so complete, that I didn't even recognize it at first. Most Netherese artifacts contain only the faintest amount of their former power, the ghost of an echo of a memory. That crown was different. I can't fathom how such a wonder survived. Surely everything of its ilk was destroyed along with Netheril itself, but no matter. It exists. I must learn more of it.
So why is the crown so important all of a sudden?
That crown sits on a gargantuan elder brain bent on destroying us and everything we hold dear. Understanding its true nature might unlock the means of our victory.
We need to learn more about what we saw. An artifact as powerful as that crown must have been documented somewhere. As luck would have it, we'll soon find ourselves near one of the finest book collections this side of Candlekeep. Sorcerous Sundries. I need to go there and learn all I can.
Alright. Well, that does sound like a great idea, Gale, but let's get to Baldur's Gate first.
Indeed. The journey awaits. One foot in front of the other is tried and true, I find. Their collection of rare tomes is unparalleled.
Nerd.
Netherese texts are hardly commonplace, but I'm certain they'll have one or two stashed away.
You'll have to forgive my eagerness, but if my suspicions prove to hold water,
This could be the answer to all our problems.
The Shadows are losing their grip on these lands. Shah can indeed be thwarted. Comforting to know.
Wish we could stay and see what this place will be like without the Shadows. I bet it's beautiful. No rest for the wicked, huh?
Tell me more about your relationship with Gortash.
He got his claws into me early. I was a wild kid, brawling my way through the city. One of my mates got wind of a bit of work, guarding some indoorsy type with lots of enemies. Seemed like easy money, so I went in for it. He took one look at me and said I was perfect. I like that. Not like that, you know. Just... it felt like a good fit.
Yeah.
I kept him safe and he paid me well. Well enough to move into a better neighborhood and put something away for the future. My future. I respected him, trusted him. And he returned that trust, that respect. His life was in my hands, and I took that seriously. The whole thing with Zariel happened so fast. I had no idea what had gone down until it was over. One minute I was in Baldur's Gate, a happy, healthy, not quite kid. The next, I was burning up in Avernus with an engine for a heart. Zariel laughed. Said she paid him well for my services. She'd wanted to test her new machine, and he said I'd be able to handle it. He was right. Sometimes I wish he weren't. Evil, evil bastard.
Bad. Withers really wants to talk to us. We shouldn't make him wait around because he's got old bones, so let's deal with him.
A curse lifted. The dead three allied once more. The balance shifts. There are depths to this alliance yet unplumbed. Consider, mortal. Do Illithids possess souls?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
Thou shalt think about it now, and I shall give the answer. Mind flayers are soulless. Yet, the three amass an Illithid army void of apostolic souls that could imbue them with power. A flock without souls, yet to what end, mortal? This is the question thou must come to answer. Until such time, be availed of my services.
Why exactly are you here, though, Withers?
Where matters of balance are concerned, I am eternally called.
And you seem to know a lot about the Deed Free.
Yes, Bane, Lord of Darkness, Baal, Lord of Murder, Myrkul, Lord of Bones. Once judged, ascended, then vanquished, as one, and as three. The alliance is reforged, mortal. The plains thus quake, and the gods shudder.
Is there more you can tell me?
No.
Okay.
Our enemies spread like rub rot. Treat one patch, and two more bloom in its place. An elder brain, bound by lost Netherese magic, with servants of the dead three holding the chain. Reminds me of old times.
You've tangled with the Deed Free before?
Extensively. Mind flayers, too. But I never dreamed of seeing gods and Illithids working in consort. It is most disturbing. But take courage. We have killed a man who could not die, and stripped the Absolute's army of its general. You have a Netherstone, and you're on the scent of two more. These Chosen have reason to fear you, and I would like to be at your side when you confront them.
Well, Jaheria, I guess there are no harpers anymore, so they probably don't need you. I'll be glad to have you at my side.
Glad to be there. Falling foul of Ketheric convinced me that my grand adventures were behind me. That even if I survived, I should hang up my blades. But you convinced me otherwise. We ventured into darkness together. Now we've come out the other side. I'd say I'm feeling a little refreshed. When we reach Baldur's Gate, there will be even darker paths to tread. I will follow you wherever they lead.
Well, I'll see you at camp.
How does it compare to a shadow-cursed inn? With the Absolute's army gone, the Risen Road should be clear. We can follow it all the way to Baldur's Gate. There's a Harper's safe house in Worm's Crossing. Denthalen's Dancing Axe. We do well to check in with them before entering the city proper. Beyond that, our course is yours to set. Find me at your camp, huh? I can remember how to take orders, as well as give them.
Thaniel rests well. He's healing very rapidly, now that Oliver has returned to him.
What happened to Oliver exactly? Did Thaniel absorb him?
No more than my right hand can absorb my left. Oliver is helping Thaniel to recover. They both lie dormant, like trees awaiting spring. Once the curse is lifted, they can stand as one or as a pair. Whatever they wish. I hope they will remain as a pair. It will be good for them both to have a friend, once I'm gone. Still, I would like to return here someday. See Thaniel and Oliver again. In my meditations, or perhaps in person, if the Oak Father wills it. I hope he does.
It would be nice. I'd like to return here one day and see, like, the progress of the zone. So when will the curse actually be lifted?
I can't say for certain, but we'll see it come to pass long before this place recedes behind us. Don't worry. All is at hand. We can depart whenever you're ready.
So what will you do now?
Once the curse is lifted, nature can take its course without me. I belong at your side.
Okay. Glad to have you.
And I'm glad to be had. Glad to be with you, I mean.
Don't be weird.
Ketheric is dead. Balthazar is dead. Isabel. Sweet Isabel is no more. But we live. We live at the mercy of the gods. Even I, immortal, have no guarantee of days to come. We must remain vigilant and grateful. I will join your camp tonight. There we will discuss the spirals of time, past and future. And we will make merry in the present, wherein we reside.
I'm glad to hear it, Aylin. I'll see you there.
You certainly will. And you, Sharon. Cleric of the Lady of Loss, who is so much more than she appears. You and Dame Aylin have dangerous ground to tread. We will cover some small part of it soon.
Good. Whatever you think you know about me had better be worth it. You've already cost me dearly.
You helped me escape this hellspit. Then took down the heart of Moonrise, Ketheric himself. Oh, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
And I'm not a man easily impressed.
Last I saw you were disappearing on the boat down the river.
Yeah, not my finest exit. I hid out on the river until the sky lit up. Couldn't believe my eyes. Especially when I realized you were behind it. I underestimated you. Kept who I was and who I represent from you. But I see now that was a mistake. I am Wulbren Bongal, leader of the Iron Hand Gnomes. No doubt you've heard of us.
History failed. I don't know much, I'm afraid.
We are inventors of the highest order, matched, perhaps, but never surpassed by the Gondians at the High House of Wonders. But our forebears were foolish, complicit with Saravok's madness over a century past. And so, we were banished. We still are to this day.
I'm no scholar of history. What are you talking about?
Saravok was a madman and a murderer. He brought Baldur's Gate to the brink of destruction. And we were fool enough to work with him. I have fought tooth and nail to restore our reputation. Particularly against the Gondian detractors who live in glass houses. I filled appeals, pleaded with the High Artificer himself. They've refused us time and again. Now, however, I will make them listen.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Plenty. Find me in the city and help us save Baldur's Gate from itself.
Get a little bit more dialogue from the Guardian as we run out here.
We leave the heart of the Absolute alive, thanks to you. You did well to defeat Ketheric, but Ketheric was only the first to fall. There are many more battles ahead, and they will not be so easily won. You will need allies.
That's why I recruited Jaheria.
Jaheria's wisdom will be an asset to you on the journey ahead. Her harpers, too. Halsin's strength and loyalty will bolster you in times of need. But if we are to succeed, we will need others.
I will seek more allies in the city.
Good. I am glad to hear that. Baldur's Gate may not know it yet, but its fate is bound to ours. Seek on its streets those whose purpose aligns with our own, and invite them to our cause. Together, we will put an end to the Absolute, the Chosen, all.
Man, whenever we have like a brain talking.
Baldur's Gate is west of the town. If we hurry, we'll arrive before the Absolute's forces.
Whenever we have a brain talking going on, it looks painful. We're going to take a long rest. I know my character just said if we hurry. We've got some other things to take care of at the camp first.
I never saw myself as a banisher of shadows before. I was always more of a lurker-in, historically.
So Astarion, now that we're heading to Baldur's Gate, what do you intend to do about Cazador's ritual?
Before anything else, I need to know where it's happening. To the public, Cazador is an ordinary noble. A little reclusive, perhaps, but just another of the great and the good of Baldur's Gate. He has a grand palace on the hills of the gate, where he hosts the city's high society. I don't know if he performed the ritual there. It feels too public. He'd risk exposure.
We should ask around in the city. Maybe someone's heard something?
I hope so. Because I'm not striking another deal with Raphael. Knows what he'd demand this time. But if the citizens of Baldur's Gate don't know anything, my brothers and sisters might. Cazador is a master of secrets, but the other spawn must have seen something.
The curse is broken and the shadows are lifting. In time, these lands will heal.
I don't think Lae'zel's had much to say to us in a long time now, honestly. We dealt with her, like, little quest, and then there hasn't been a lot in Act 2 for her.
Gods be damned. With that parasite in his brain, Father could wreak untold havoc in the Absolute's name. Should Baldur's Gate fall to the Absolute, every one of the coast cities will be ripe for the plucking. We're not just fighting for our cure. We're fighting for my father. We're fighting for the Gate. We're fighting for all of Faerun.
Indeed. Do you know where the cult would have taken Duke Ravengard?
Worm's Rock Fortress. All travelers to Baldur's Gate flow through it. It serves as headquarters for the Flaming Fist and their commander, my father. The Absolute's army's on the march. Gods forbid a tadpole Grand Duke throw open the gates for them.
And do you know anything about Gortash and Orin?
Orin? I'd never heard tell of. But Gortash I know. Or know of, more precisely. A self-styled strategic advisor to Baldur's Gate's peers. A bit player with dreams of a leading role, the way Father told it. He had no use for Gortash, and even less for his advice. I don't remember much beyond that. But where these Chosen are concerned, I have a suspicion we're about to know more than we'd like.
Mizora told me you can tell me what led to your pack in exile. How about you give me the whole truth?
Yes, but first a question. If your home were under siege, what would you sacrifice to save it?
I'd give up my life if it meant keeping the residents safe.
As would I. And more. I was 17. Father, older Ravengard, had just been named a Grand Duke and was called away to Elturel to help settle a dispute. That's when the Cult of the Dragon made its move.
The Cult of the Dragon, a fractured religion. Some believers hold that undead dragons will inherit the world. Others worship the dragon goddess Tiamat and intend to summon her to Faerun.
So the Cult of the Dragon had infiltrated Baldur's Gate. To what end?
To conjure the Dragon Queen and lay waste to Baldur's Gate. A 10-day after Father left, I heard a whisper as I slept. Duskhawk Hill. The Queen of Chaos awakens. Go alone. I grabbed a rapier and set out. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, yet not a single star was shining. There they were, gathered at the foot of the hill.
Your head tingles. Wyll wants to show you what happened.
Okay.
In the looming shadow of the mount, 5 groups of 5 figures each encircle a lofty totem. Atop each totem, a dragon's head is carved, and a massive orb held in its mouth. The cultists chant, first softly, then crying to the starless sky. There is a crack of thunder, a gust of wind, and a dragon's white head appears in the storm. As the maelstrom howls, Mizora's lips press to your ear. She will destroy Baldur's Gate. Grant me your soul, and I will give you the power to save it, she whispers.
She read the terms while 2 devils stood witness. And I said yes. 1 soul for 1 city.
Surely Mizora doesn't care about Baldur's Gate. Why would she want to save it?
She didn't. She came on order of her mistress, Zariel. Tiamat made a play for power. Zariel had other plans. That was the most Mizora's ever said. All that mattered was that she got her prize. Another pet added to her warlock menagerie.
And what about your father?
He returned to an unsuspecting city and a wayward son with a smirking devil at his side. I tried to tell him the truth, but my mouth couldn't form the words. I'd led him to the battlefield, but Mizora had swept it clean. After, he said only 1 word. Go. So I did.
Rough. Sacrificing your soul to save the city was a brave thing to do.
I don't know that it was brave. I just know that it was right. The moment I agreed, I burned with the fires of Avernus and oozed the rot of Dis. The cultists choked on our poisons and burned from our flames. And when we were done, all that remained were 5 grayed orbs atop a pile of ash. My soul was bound, and my lips were sealed.
Did you also lose your eye in the battle?
The one scar I ever bore of it. Mizora replaced it with a sending stone. She uses it to track my location and speak from a distance. I could flee to the spine of the world, or the depths of the lower dark, and still never shake her.
You must have been furious at your father for throwing you out of the city.
No, never. He did the only thing he could. In his eyes, I invited a devil into our midst. I was a fool at best, a traitor at worst. And Grand Duke Ravengard suffers neither.
Do you miss your father?
More than you know. The better question is, did he ever miss me? If he did, he missed the Wyll Ravengard he once knew, not the hell-touched warlock he returned to.
Daniel.
You did it. Ketheric Thorm is no more. The Shadow's grip is broken. Soon, the land shall heal.
Well, I'm happy to help, Daniel.
not as glad as I am. Nature moves at its own pace, and bestows its bounty when it sees fit. Give it time. A reward shall come to you when you need it most.
If Bowman says I'll be alright, I'll be alright. I wish it was different. I wish Mum and Pops was here.
You've been so strong, Arabella. They'd be so proud.
I don't feel so strong. Or anything, really. Just tired.
I think we've done rather a good thing here. A welcome change to gift this land a sliver of hope amongst so much despair.
Alright, let's speak to Dame Aylin and Shadowheart, see what's going on here.
What do you know about me? You spoke of my past. Being chased by wolves. I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shaz.
Secrets. Yes, yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed.
So be it.
Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere. Something sparks in your memory. Teachings about Selûnite rites of passage, about how they would abandon their children out in the wilds and force them to find their way home. It seems that one child never came back. She was taken.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman. One who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them.
I shall help.
Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You may have once thought of them as comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come. But not yet forearmed.
Spear of Night. I thought that was cast into the Shadowfell.
I was able to retrieve it before it sank too far into Shar's umbral domain. Shar is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough. But I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shar calls her own, Selûne has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shar torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
And we get Seluna's Spear of Night. Probably won't use it. It's alright, but, you know, I don't really like using the spears that much.
There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer.
Okay.
Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory. Moon Maiden Seluna, hear me. Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Myrkul, is dead at last. Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One.
Oh, I couldn't have done it without you.
We are a powerful party indeed. Faerun itself trembles at our touch.
How do you intend to spend your newfound freedom?
I am free from my bonds, but not my duty. The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them. I will help.
So we shall fight the powers of evil together.
Our thoughts are as one, my friend. You must face the Chosen of Bane and Baal. I will do my part to see them laid low.
I have some other questions for you.
Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Are you really Seluna's daughter?
Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb.
Would your mother be willing to aid us in the fight against the dead 3?
Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aylin. So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together, we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder.
That's true, I guess. How did you get trapped in the Shadowfell?
Ketheric Thorm, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aylin. Ketheric Thorm never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened by my love for Isabel, by her love for me. When she died, curse the day, the hour, we each of us mourned bitterly. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shar, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell, claimed they'd found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed. Murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But lo, the brute is dead, and we live!
Indeed. I like Aylin. She's very serious about what she does.
I've been lied to. My whole life. And I was gullible enough to just believe it. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shar denied to me.
Well, whatever you must do, I'll be at your side.
Thank you. But I want you to refrain from foolish heroics. When the time comes, we'll be entering a nest of vipers. I couldn't bear to lose you. Not after everything. We'd better press on for now, and hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to.
And that is?
You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me.
Okay. I think that's a pretty good place to end it for this episode. Probably the longest one that's happened in a while. Just because there were so many people to talk to and a pretty epic fight. I always enjoy fighting Ketheric and the Apostle of Myrkul. Pretty good fight. I rate it as definitely one of the top 3. Thank you for joining me in this episode. I hope you all have a great night or day depending on when you're watching it. Next episode we will be heading straight into Act 3. There is one fight I gotta do along the way because one fight that I didn't clear before getting to this point, but we'll be in Act 3 next episode, which is basically like playing Baldur's Gate 4 in my opinion. There's so much content. The scope is so big. So I'll see you all in that episode. But until then, have a good one.